Hi everyone, Lewis here. There's been a lot of movies out recently. I know you said good movies, but that's a matter of opinion. There's been a lot of movies out. I've seen a lot of movies this month, both on television and on the movie theatre screen. So I went to see another one today. It's Lewis here, by the way. I've already said that. Who knows? I went to see the movie that is called Smile, and it's a new movie. It's a horror movie, and it came out yesterday as I record this, and I saw it today. And I like horror movies. There's a certain area of horror movies I don't go into because there's certain things that do kind of get me on a level where I kind of go, oh, I'm not comfortable with this. But other than that, my barrier is pretty high. Like, I like horror movies, and it's more of a thing I've got into in recent years. There's always some that I liked, but I wouldn't have just gone to see whatever the new horror movie is, like whatever week or month it is. But that's changed in recent years. I'm glad it has because it's a whole new avenue of movies to me at the time, and also it's kind of there's something about horror movies. They're a really specific kind of movie. I don't know. Obviously, horror movies covers a broad range, but there's just a different way of doing them as there is to like other films and that. And I like that, and I appreciate that. And there's nothing better than a really well done, unique, and original horror movie. Which brings me to Smile. Now, this could go either way. Am I saying it's one of them? Am I saying it's not one of them? Who knows? Um, but yes, I will say I liked this movie. I saw the trailer for it a lot because they've been pushing it pretty hard, especially for a horror movie. I've seen the trailer for it every time into the cinema in recent, no, probably the last couple of months, maybe ever since Nope came out, because it played before that. So I've seen the trailer a lot, and there's a poster and a cardboard cutout thing in my cinema, and that's they're really pushing this movie. I've checked a couple of screenings and they've not really been busy, so I hope it's doing well, but it's hard to say really. But yeah, I thought I didn't know if I'd watch it. I think the trailer didn't fully sell me on it, and then I thought, do you know what? I'll go see it. I'll check it out. I'll probably like it. And yeah, I did. Also, before I carry on, I'm just going to do a bit of a smile like that, like Chandler in Friends. Just so then I can screenshot it for the thumbnail. But yeah, thanks for that. Bearing with me. Yeah, I think the film had a really strong start, and I thought, wow, I'm going to love this. And it didn't quite maintain that, but not in a way where I felt like it kind of fell off or anything. I still enjoyed it. I was still with it all through, which is good because it's nearly 2 hours. That's pretty long for a horror movie. I really like the lady who played the main character. Her name I saw in the credits at the end because I didn't recognise her. I think it's pronounced Sosie Bacon, and I thought Bacon, that's an unusual surname, and I went, hang on a minute, and I checked, and she's Kevin Bacon and Kyra Sedgwick's daughter. So I wonder how she got her start in Hollywood. No, I'm joking. She was very good. It's an interesting movie because I kind of looked at it. I was glad to see that it was an 18 certificate. That's what sold me on it because I thought I've said this in videos before. It's rare you get a good solid 18 certificate movie these days. So obviously, if you make it a 15, you get more people in, but then you lose a bit of the edge to the movie. So I was like, do you know what? Yeah, 18. There's gonna be no messing around in this. No no cutting corners. There's gonna be some blood and some violence, and there is. But I'll come back to that. Yeah, it's one of those films where I think it kind of if they'd have gone a little bit more not so much slapstick but a bit more kind of wacky with some of the violence and that, it could have veered into the territory of being a bit more of a trashy kind of horror. I don't mean that in a bad way, that's very much a compliment. And there is kind of an undercurrent story of like trauma and stuff like that in this movie with the main character. So if they'd gone really into that, it could have been a bit more of like a serious, slightly sort of arty horror film. But they really did quite a good job of really towing the line, I think, and just making it just a nice, serious kind of adult-oriented like horror movie. And I did find it genuinely scary for a while. Like for the first sort of half, there is a point about halfway through where it kind of not runs out of steam, but kind of peters out a little bit. But that happens with any horror movie as you get used to like the vibe of it, kind of thing. But there are a few moments I found quite creepy. It made me jump a few times, which is quite hard to do. I'm not an easy jumper, but not proper. I don't jump properly, but and you always anticipate them. But there's a couple of times where I was like, oh, yeah, not out loud. I mean, silly, but yeah. So that's a good thing. Kudos on that. I think I would have liked it to have more. I mean, it sounds weird, but more violence and more like deaths in it and stuff because there wasn't really that many, and that's fine because it fits the story. I'm just saying for my preference, but I was thinking a bit more. There's going to be a bit more of a kind of a not a slasher movie, but that kind of thing where every now and then you get a good like creative kind of kill and that sort of thing. But it wasn't so much of that. But again, that didn't quite fit the story if it would have been like that. So that was fine. Um, but yeah, I was cause when I saw the 18 certificate, I was thinking, like I said, here we go. It's going to be some good stuff here, but it didn't quite go fully into that. But again, that fit the story, so that's absolutely fine as well. It is one of those movies where a lot of the moments are in the trailer as well. Not too much, but there is one particular bit at the end of the trailer. I won't say in case you haven't seen it, but then if you haven't seen it, you're probably not watching this. But the trailer, I mean. But yeah, there is one bit that's in the movie, and when they kind of lined up for the shot, I was like, okay, this is that bit, and that bit kind of felt a bit forced. That was like one of them bits where I was just like, okay, they've had the idea for this shot and kind of gone, where can we put it in? And then there was kind of a midpoint in the movie where nothing really scary had happened for a little while, and I kind of think they could just sort of went, yeah, let's just chuck it in there, and then that's kind of the vibe I got from it. I'm probably wrong, but I just thought it kind of stuck out a little bit to me. But yeah, there were a few bits where you kind of went, this is just a little jumpy bit they put in, but I don't think it was too dependent on jump scares and stuff like that. But yeah, overall found it quite an interesting story. Really good cast, quite a few familiar faces in there as well that pop up here and there. And yeah, overall really solid, enjoyable horror movie. I think if you're a horror fan, you'll probably go and see this anyway, and then yeah, you'll most likely enjoy it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in here that would put people off. Obviously, if you're not a horror fan, then it's probably not for you, but you knew that anyway. So, yeah, that's my review of Smile. Thank you very much.